briefly give you a tour on how they hand roll their own cigars and different type of cigars. Now in the Bahamas, we love to beautify our yards, okay? And we always like all of the flora and the fauna, okay, onto our yards. But we always love these in the front of our walls and fences. I don't know if you guys have these at home, but these are what we're going to call the bougainvillea, okay? Bougainvillea always comes with thorns onto it, such as beautiful colors, pink, purple, yellow, red, and white. Now the yellow flowers that you see right here on the left side, if you ever see those flowers, they are a national flower, what we're going to call the yellow elder. Now coming up on the left side will be our National Art and Gallery, but it's also an ancient and historical building because this was the residence of our first Bahamian Chief Justice. His name was Henry William Dole. He built this mansion in the years of 1860, but he became Chief Justice in the years of 1874, okay? This was one of the most beautiful homes that he has built during those years. Don't worry about them blowing in the back. Beautiful home that it was building during those years, but the government took over the whole property in the years of 2000, okay? That's when they refurnished the whole area, and that is when they turned it into a National Art and Gallery for the public, okay? That is where you can check out all of our great famous Bahamian painters and all of their sculpture works. And we have a great painter by the name of Amos Ferguson. All of his works are done onto the second floor. Now onto the right side is what we're going to call St. Francis Xavier Cathedral, Roman Catholic Church, and this was built in the years of 1885 by Father Cornelius O'Keefe, who was a free Negro slave who came from New York and established this church. As you can see, the first building that you see is the first original building. The second building was built in the year of 1994, and as the church got bigger. Now into this middle section they have where you're going to have a Catholic primary school called Xavier Francis Lower School, and into that area back into the 1970s they used to hold it as a community college. Now after our holiday, December 25th, we have the next holiday on December 26th, what we're going to call Boxing Day. And on that day we celebrate our culture, what we're going to call Junkanoo. And that's when we dressed up in costumes with cardboard, different shape, different size, faced with crepe paper, different colors, decorated with beads and feathers. If you never see the Junkanoo costume, this is how it looks. Now Junkanoo music is contained brass horns and whistles, okay? That is where at the same time during the dark hours of December 26th, that's where we close down the downtown area, and we're gonna have different variety of groups. They'll all pick a theme and elaborate onto that theme through music and costumes, okay? So at the ending of the Boxing Day Parade, you're gonna have like a grand prize winner of the whole Boxing Day Parade. Individual winners like best lead costume, best banner, or best choreograph, and also you're gonna have Junkanoo also happens at the beginning of the new year, okay, which we're gonna call the New Year's Junkanoo Parade. Now the history on the Junkanoo, it comes from another name of Johnny Canoe, who was once an African prince and also a slave trader. Now if you look right on the left side, this is the oldest church that still stands, and it's a Baptist church what we're going to call Bethel Baptist Church. That was established in the years of 1790, okay? Now before it was actually called the Bethel Baptist Church, when they used to really had religious war in the Bahamas, that is used to call the meeting house. That was where all of the Baptist followers used to hold their worship right at the meeting house. Now when Bethel Baptist Church was about to open, they had two leaders who has established Bethel Baptist Church, and they had a little argument on which one was going to be leader, okay? So a free slave by the name of Prince William, he came further down, he cleared his own property, and later down in the years, he built his own church, which we call it St. John's Baptist Cathedral. He opened up this church on March 6, 1835, okay? Now before it was like a cornerstone building, he built this church on more of a wooden structure. Now behind the playground that you see right here is one of our public primary schools. And why I show you that in the Bahamas, all of our public primary schools are going to be yellow. The yellow symbolizes our national flower that I showed you, the yellow elder. Right here on the right side is a government department, which is the Ministry of Environmental Health, that helps the Bahamas keep green, clean, and pristine. And most of our government buildings are going to be pink. Like you see, the government house is pink, Parliament Square is pink. The pink symbolizes our national bird that you're going to watch is the flamingo. Now guys, it was once under the British colony before the years of 1973, and after 1973 we still did certain things British way. As you can see, we drive on the left side, we have plenty roundabouts, what we call giveaway, and if you look at our police officers, they're similar like the English police officer. So it's just a quick saying in the Bahamas when you guys come back and you say, well, I don't need cocoa no more. The island is only 21/7, okay? I cannot get lost. But my difficult point is just staying on this left side. So for you guys to be safe, we say left side, safe side, right side, suicide, alright? You never go wrong with that, okay? Right here on the left side is an Anglican church cemetery called St. Agnes Cemetery. And onto the cemetery is an important grave site. If you see where our national flag is, that is the burial of our first Prime Minister. His name was Lyndon Oscar Pinnon. Now he became our first Prime Minister when we became independent in the years of 1973. And he has done a wonderful job in upgrading our country by road work and making tourism our #1 industry. Okay? He died in September 2000, where we call him the father of our nation. Now we're heading to our largest fort, and before we head to our largest fort, we're in the middle class area what we're gonna call Chippenham, okay? And into the Chippenham area, once in the middle class area, we'll always have a government pump. If your water is not working into your home, you could always come to the government pumps, okay? Now also inside of the middle class area, we like to grow our own fruits and vegetables into our own yards. So I'll teach you a little bit of trees that are grown in the Bahamas. Now mostly into the farms, we like all of our short bananas, the sugar cane, sugar apple trees, avocados, we love those into our yards. We also gonna have all of the nice plum trees. We grow a little bit of, I see a couple cherry trees around into Nassau. Vegetables such as the cabbage, onions, sweet pepper, old pepper, the red peppers, pumpkins. Some people love to grow the pineapple, but the pineapple takes long to bear. This is a tree right in the front of us. This is the first fruit that bears during the summertime. This is what we're gonna call a connect tree. In Key West, Florida, they call it a Spanish lime, okay? Also right here on the left side, this is the only fruit that bears during the winter time. The fruit is a little similar, like a little small apple with a seed inside of it. And that is what we're going to call a juju tree, okay? That is the only fruit that bears during the winter time. We never see a sea grape tree, since this is where you're going to have a sea grape tree. The leaves is similar like an almond tree. We also have almond trees into Nassau. And we also have these palm trees. If you ever see these palm trees into Nassau, this is what we call a royal Christmas palm tree. Anytime you see the red or the green beans into it, that is called a royal Christmas palm tree. But the red and green beans are not eatable. Now we have numerous of coconut trees around into Nassau, breadfruit trees, whereas they use the leaves with water, and that is where it's good for high blood pressure, okay? Right here on the left side, this is a numerous tree also. This is what we're going to call a royal poinciana tree. Some Bahamians call it a hurricane tree. Why? Because during hurricane season, it blooms a nice orange flower color all over the tree, okay? That's when they know hurricane season is in town. Now, as you can see, these brown seeds holders, into elementary or primary school, they call it more as shakers, okay? That's where they use it for music, and they call it the shakers. Now, and was also named after Sierra Charlotte, who was the wife of King George III, okay? Now, Fort Charlotte is the largest fort that was built into Nassau, and it's the only fort that is built into 3 stages. If you look at the back building, That is where they're gonna call the guardhouse. That's where they used to store all of the ammunitions, the muskets, the cannonballs right inside of the guardhouse. Middle section is what you're gonna call Fort Stanley. Western portion of the fort is called Fort d'Oxy. Now, Mott is surrounded around the fort, and inside of the fort, the corridor and the dungeons are built out of solid rock. Now, we're going to spend time at Fort Charlotte, and if you cannot remember the name as Fort Charlotte, remember it as Coco called it. I call it the Lazy Fort. Why? Because these guys never ever fired any cannons or being attacked after, okay? So they really had a slack job at this fort. But we're going to spend time and browse around Fort Charlotte. And as we browse around Fort Charlotte, if you need to use the restroom, where you see the red top is, that's where you're going to have the restroom. Now you can go right on the side of the guardhouse and get a nice view of the harbor. And in the back is a nice view of our #1 hotel, Atlantis. Now you wouldn't have time to go inside of Fort Stanley, okay? If you go inside Fort Stanley, it end up getting into a tour where they'll give you information about Fort Charlotte. But what you can do, you can go right onto the walkway and look at the original drawbridge that is built onto Fort Stanley. Now guys, I know the main event is going to be downtown. This is just like a little appetizer and no hassle. So if you want to see anything you like, this is where you're going to do your bargaining techniques. I can introduce you to the straw vendors. Right here is where you're going to have the Bahamian Big Mama. Okay, and the next section is where you're going to have the Empress. That's the lady who has the nice locks. She has little sculpture souvenirs, little carving souvenirs. You got the conch man who have all of the conchs from $10 to $25. And ladies, it also has the lady right in the front of me. She have all of the nice dresses on racks, okay, right into this area, okay. Nice prices into these areas. So this.
Hi everybody, this is outside. We're in Nassau right now. We're doing the tour. This is outside the ship. I'm doing a little taping so I can show you from the outside, from the ship. This is a beautiful view from here where I am. A lot of palm trees. It's the ships from here. This is part of the tour. A little shopping stores that people survive on it. Pretty nice, very colorful. Ladies like shopping, this is the place. They are affordable. Hi, Cheryl.
Try to partner with that's my husband.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing, girls?
Honey, do you have $10 there, please?
Let me take a shot of the, I'm recording it. There you go. Don't be shy. Come on, you're beautiful. You're the best you can. Come on, there you go. Look at me. I'll be right back.
Honey.
I'll be right back.
All right. So yeah, I tried to talk to the local people.
Hi, y'all. That's what you should be selling.
Commonwealth of the Bahamas, for which it stands, one people united in love and service. Well, guys, I'm really not a great singer, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Alright? Our national anthem is called March on Bahama Land, and it's written by a Canadian musician called Timothy Gibson. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahama land. March on to glory, your bright banners waving high. Seek out the world, march the banner of your bearing, blessed to excel through love and unity, pressing onwards, march together to the command of your goal. Steady sunward, though the weather, hide the white and treasury shore. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahama land. Through the road you trod leads unto your goal. March on, Bahama land. Yes, that's our Now, welcome to Ardastra Gardens and Zoo Life. This is where you're going to enter right at the beginning. That is where you're going to have a nice introduction from one of the Ardastra employees. And we're going to meet back again at 3 o'clock, okay? 3 o'clock.
Okay.
It's going to be at the exit.
Right here we have a
I don't see any new messages either.
She's calling back right now. Just Just beyond the pavilion right here we have a gift shop, snack bar and restroom, all in one building. And at 3 o'clock you're going to meet your shuttle right in the front. The exit is the green gate right here. You just press the button on the wall and push the gate to get out. Now I'm just relieving somebody. Should be coming back shortly. I'm going to send you over to the bird feeding, and before you finish with the bird feeding he should be back. Then for anybody who wants to, I could take you on a guided tour around the gardens. Okay? Alright, now to go to the bird feeding, you just follow the pathway here, all the way left. Then you're going to see some pink gates. Go right through the pink gates, and straight ahead of you is going to be the bird feeding. You're going to see a big white sign that says Lorry Park.
You got those papers?
Huh?
You videotape right now, right?
Yeah. Oh, we on the Garden Zoo. Garden Zoo?
Garden lizards, yes.
Okay. You got anything to say?
Be careful behind you, dear.
You got anything to say?
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
You can narrate.
I ain't irate, but you always want to say something. Where are you?
Right behind you.
You want to go in there?
No, that's gift shop.
Yeah.
I want to go to the bird feeding.
Every time they come to a stop, I'd like you to give them a nice loud round of applause. Just let the birds them know that they're doing the right thing. And on that note, guys, it's showtime.
And they're walking in a straight line.
Please give a round of applause for Ardastra Gardens speaking to me as they enter the arena. And also welcome the trainer, Jonelle.
The flamingo show.
All the pink feathers and the pink feathers.
Those guys are really excited.
Yes.
And a nice big round of applause as they come to their first stop. Female flamingos can be 5 feet in height with their necks fully extended. They also have a 5-foot wingspan. The male and females are almost identical, but the males were slightly larger, weighing in about 8 pounds. In the wild, flamingos generally live for about 40 years, but in protected habitat like in Ardastra, they can live for over 70 years. The flamingos that you see before you range from age 6 to 47 years old.
Fist, fight, march! Pick it up! Let's go! Like this!
Please give the flamingos a big round of applause as they come to their second stop. There are 6 species of flamingos found throughout the world, and the Caribbean is the second largest and the most brightly colored. All flamingos
What is this? A flamingo
diet.
show?
In the wild, they feed on
Unbelievable.
that contain a red carotenoid pigment.
They like soldiers, they can go on command.
Without this pigment in their diet, the new feathers will grow white instead of pink. So in order to maintain the natural pink color, here at the zoo, diet.
Fist, fight, march! Get up! Let's go! Let's go. Like this!
Please give the flamingos another round of applause. Flamingos are incredibly specialized birds, and they have to be able to survive in their harsh soil-like habitats. One of their unique adaptations is their beaks. If you look close, you see that the larger portion is on the bottom, unlike most other birds. This is because they're filter feeders, which means they'll tilt their heads upside down in the water to capture microscopic shrimps, insects, mollusks, algae, and grass seeds. Then by pressing their tongues against their beaks, they can strain those particles out of the water. Also, take note of their webbed feet. In addition to swimming, this helps them to cross the muddy area of their habitat.
Fist, fight, march! Get up! Let's go! Like this!
And another round of applause for the Caribbean flamingos. Flamingos nest in very large colonies called rookeries. In the spring, there's a nest of mud that resembles small volcanoes. Females only lay 1 egg, but then the female and male take turn incubating that egg, which takes about 28 days to hatch. Caring for the small gray downy chick after it hatches is done by both birds, as flamingos are monogamous. It requires the care of both parents to ensure it survives out 1 chick, they'll have each year. It then takes 3 to 4 years for that gray juvenile to reach its full pink coloration.
Fist, fight, march! Like this!
Please give the flamingos a big round of applause as they come to the end of the first part of the show. Since you've all been such a wonderful audience thus far, we have a special treat in store for you. Jonelle will now come around to each section and select a few lucky persons to come into the arena and have a photo opportunity with our world famous Marching Flamingos. So please wait for the drill sergeant to come around to your section. Let him know that you'd like to come in. He will bring you into the arena and set you up in the spot. Once he does, please be patient and wait in your spot, because once all the volunteers are in the arena, the drill sergeant will bring the birds around to each person, and your friend or family member that is still in the audience will have a chance to take a photo of you as part of our flamingo flock.
Oh, the brave one.
That's my picture when they come. I'm sorry. My bad. Well, it ain't like you can't just take it up and just for me. Okay. Okay, just oh.
Now these volunteers are going to try to get into the show with the flamingos. Let's see what happens. They're looking for volunteers to participate. Me, I can volunteer. I'm doing this so we can show you the show. What, Cheryl?
That's why you can work your arms on your hips so you don't pet them.
So they got rules for the volunteers not to touch them.
Nelson, turn the camera towards me.